Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here. It's been a while since my last Cyberpunk update, so it's time to round up the latest headlines and boil down everything you need to know. I'll be discussing the Cybertruck, the production status of the game, and even some new monetization details. Let's begin. While many were fearful that CD Projekt wouldn't be able to deliver their next game on schedule, you'll be happy to know that Cyberpunk 2077 is now in the final stages of development. According to a recent video detailing CD Projekt's fiscal report for the third quarter of 2019, they're in the localization stage of the game, translating its contents into various supported languages. The report from VG247 made a good point that localizing 5 months ahead of schedule seems to be a comfortable window left to work in, but we don't know whether or not they're in this position due to crunch. For the dev's sake, let's hope not. Another story that's been causing some confusion and minor controversy as of late has been the announcement of monetization in CD Projekt's upcoming multiplayer venture. It's been known for some time now that CD Projekt Red has been testing and experimenting with a completely separate multiplayer experience set in the Cyberpunk universe. And it's also been known that the Cyberpunk and Witcher developer has taken a hard stance against predatory monetization in the past. In that Q3 earnings call, CDPR told investors that Cyberpunk 2077's multiplayer component is a smaller project than the single-player campaign set for release. It's also in its early stages. CEO Adam Kaczynski had this to say on the matter. As far as the monetization of multiplayer for Cyberpunk is concerned, we believe right now it's definitely too early to share any details on that or give guidance. The project is in a relatively early stage. We keep experimenting. That's our first multiplayer game. We check various options and possibilities, and it's definitely not time to point you to a specific direction on that. Of course, you can expect that we won't change our general policy towards deals with gamers, so I expect wise monetization and always value for money. It's easy to be skeptical in today's gaming landscape where predatory monetization schemes and virtual gambling abound. But I urge caution to those rushing to grab their pitchforks. CD Projekt has built a reputation on sound monetization practices and being very consumer-friendly, and it's shown time and time again that being loyal to your customers will pay off many times over. They've also been working with some of the minds behind Dying Light, which has also been an exceptional multiplayer experience. Monetization wasn't the only thing discussed during that earnings call, as CD Projekt's CEO also touched on the studio's next-gen plans. With the launch window for 2077 being so close to next-gen hardware, many gamers have assumed that it would make the leap, akin to something like GTA 5 jumping from 360 and PS3 to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. He spoke to these assumptions and put them in more realistic terms, stating, "When it comes to next-gen, our game is coming to current-gen consoles. This is what we've announced. And of course, we do have insight into what's around the corner and what's happening with PlayStation and Xbox. We're watching it closely, and one may safely assume that we're going to do something with the next-gen consoles. However, we cannot really be very specific on what that might be, or when exactly that might be. I would only safely assume that it's definitely not going to be around the launch timeframe of those consoles." So it seems like CD Projekt is ready to embrace the future of gaming hardware, but I'd imagine that with an upcoming current-gen launch and a multiplayer project on the side, their focuses are probably a bit more on the present. Perhaps we'll see something like a Game of the Year edition with enhanced visuals a little later on in the next console cycle. And finally, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen the Cybertruck, Tesla's latest vehicle that looks like something Militech would pump out as a prototype. Well, CD Projekt saw it too and had a cheeky tweet lined up for Elon, to which Musk replied, "See ya in 2077. While this is no concrete announcement and is probably just a joke between two social giants, there's a precedent in other games for references to the Musk Man, such as Mass Effect Andromeda's mention of Tesla. But that's it for this Cyberpunk update. Remember, all my sources are always in the description for those of you who'd like to read further. Make sure to sub for more coverage of this game and of games like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Also, I recently announced a brand new giveaway that ends on Christmas. I'll be giving away a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on your console of choice. So if you haven't entered, check out my link to that video below. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.